News First, Newsline Prime with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
And a wonderful evening to you. This is Newsline Prime. We're live from the News First studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And what a day it's been. It's been a day full of expectations and hopes, and all eyes have been on the legal courts, the Court of Appeal. And finally, a decision has been made. The application in terms of candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa's citizenship issue has been dismissed. And so I suppose the mother of all elections can now happen in earnest. To discuss this and a little bit more about the plans for the future, we've got a youthful member of the United National Party, member of parliament from the Gampar district, who are looking over Nigambo. He's right here with us, Dr. Jawanda. Good evening to you, Doctor.
Good evening, Faraz.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Do I detect a little bit of tiredness? Are you breaking rest?
Yes, I have been breaking rest.
It's not good for your health, though.
I know, because actually, because of the election time,
right?
It's been very hectic. Daily we have a lot of meetings and we have to attend for public events. So it has been quite a tough time.
I see. But it's all in the service of the nation.
You're right.
So that you don't really, doesn't matter too much. Sometimes when you get home late, do you sit down and think, whoa, I wish I was a doctor?
Yeah, there are days that I have thought to myself.
Right. But
this is
infinitely better, or?
I mean, I always wanted to be in politics. I always wanted to do politics. So I'm happy by doing politics.
Good. Now then, you come straight from the professional youth movement in the United National Party.
That's right.
And so what's the message your candidate Premadasa has?
Honorable Sajid Premadasa was talking about youth empowerment and social well-being and equality and national security. There were a lot of things that he was talking of, and I think there's a lot more that he can deliver for the youth. So he's always a person who have been practically proven to the country that what he have done. So he's a practical politician.
As a youthful member of the United National Party, how do you feel now that the UNP seems to have taken an out-of-the-box decision, certainly quite different from the last 25 years or so, and you all have gone towards the youth, and what I mean is in the nomination of a homegrown boy, as in a member of the United National Party, to be the candidate, even the common candidate, where it's the the alliance will be led by the UNP. So it's a huge shift, perhaps a paradigm shift, when you're exchanging the old fossils for the younger people. And in South Asia, probably one of the only political parties to place your faith in on the side of youth. How do you feel about that?
I think we have achieved a great achievement by giving Honorable Sajid Premadasa the candidacy from the United National Party, number one. Number two, I'm very proud to be a UMPer, because we have always supported youth, and we have been very impartial when it comes to religion, race. Now, as an example, our party chairman is a Muslim. He was the same, the general secretary. Yeah. So in our party, there is no discrimination, whether it's age is a number. So, but Honorable Sajid Premadasa, to get the candidacy, there were a lot of discussions went along within the party. So we fought for it, behind the screen. There were so many discussions went along. But today, the party have come to a unanimous decision to appoint Honorable Sajid Premadasa as the candidate for 2019.
That being said, when you look at the whole dynamics and the statistics and so on, do you think the public at large will place their faith in a youthful leader?
I mean, certainly, Farhad, because the thing is, youth are always motivated. Honorable Sajid Premadasa is someone who have dedicated his entire life. As far as I know, he has no private life. He have committed himself for politics. He is a man of his word, and he's a hard-working politician. You know, you get to see politicians who are corrupted. Nobody can say Honorable Sajid Premadasa is a corrupted politician. Nobody can say Sajid Premadasa is misusing government funds, government resources. You know, he's probably is the only politician in the history that who is not even using a government vehicle, government house, and other facilities what has been given to a cabinet minister. So he have proved himself that he's a hard-working politician with policies, with qualities, you know, and as a backbencher of United National Party, and my deputy leader is doing so much for the country, and there is absolutely no issue in between the leader of the party and the deputy leader, where there were issues initially when we were talking of the candidacy. But then it was very diplomatical that we spoke, and under the purview of the party constitution, we managed to come to understanding. So I think we have proved that this country, UMP, is a party without boundaries and no family politics.
On Newsline Prime, as we do on Newsline, we encourage you to send us your questions by SMS 0772 300 305. Card should be coming up on your screen. And of course, we are in conversation with Member of Parliament Dr. Kavinda Jawanda, Gampar District, Nigambo, from the United National Party, of course. Now then, what do you think will be the primary focus in this campaign by candidate Premadasa?
I think primary focus should be the national security and empowerment of youth and women, and uplifting the economy,
right,
and healthcare, education, and especially the issues that what we have been having, the national issue, how we're going to address the national issue, and the constitutional changes, and new reforms in the parliament and political system. So there are a lot of a broad aspect of things that what we have to address in this campaign, in our propaganda. People are tired of politicians, people are tired of politics, people are tired of promises, and people are tired of politicians not delivering. So we have to overcome all that. But in fairness to our deputy leader, our candidate, he have always stood by his promises, his policies, and he have delivered. So he have been always a leader where he have done his task and complete his mission. So I think we have that plus point, and of course we have to give it a good campaign, because
did he say all this at the YPO, the Young Professionals Organization?
He said he spoke a lot of more other things also. So he was being very genuine in his thoughts and his words. So I think as youth we have a hope for this country, and I'm not saying that because I'm a UMPer. I'm just saying that when you compare with the rest of the contestants, rest of the candidates, Honorable Sajid Premadasa is way ahead of all of them.
Right. And now tell me, Dr. Jawanda, the United National Party, for they came in on this bandwagon of good governance and so on. Well, they were the lead component, if you like. When you look back with the cold neutrality of a judge, do you think to yourself, well, I wish we did that a little bit differently and this a little bit differently? if you look at it and be completely honest, what do you think? Where did you all go wrong?
I think as a government, we haven't done things what other governments have done. As example, we didn't abduct anyone, especially media personnel. We managed to give media freedom. You know, I remember there was a time that Sirasa, your news station, was attacked. Your media personnel and your media colleagues were executed. Some of them were harassed. Some of them had to leave the country. So I remember that kind of a past that we passed. And you know, there were university students who protested in the Lotus roundabout or the tower, near the tower, and they were brutally attacked by the military, the police. They had to go to the police station.
Okay,
They've
so
been arrested.
yes.
And now you constantly see these people are protesting, but there's no harm being done. They've been not abducted, they're not being
But why are they
mishandled.
protesting? Why are they
No,
protesting?
they are protesting for their certain rights, certain requests,
Which are
but it doesn't mean that is the democracy, right? That is the part of the democracy.
But democracy means that when
but
you...
I'm not over yet.
Yes, okay.
So we managed to implement the 7 independent commissions. We managed to bring the Right to Information Act,
yeah.
right? Missing Persons Bill, right? A 19th Amendment to the Parliament.
That's big contentious there.
But then think about it in a positive way, where the president...
There's nothing positive about the 19th Amendment when it came to the constitutional crisis.
According to the 18th Amendment,
Yes.
the president can contest any time.
Yes, we understand
And
that parts of the 19th
thanks to 19th Amendment,
Yeah.
when the current president, His Excellency the President Maithripala Sirisena, took over the premiership and gave it to Mahinda Rajapaksa, if it's not for the 19th Amendment,
Yeah.
okay, this is deliberately going against the constitution of the country, breaking the law. But luckily, because of the 19th Amendment, people stood by.
And luckily, Dr. Jawanda, because you may have sort of escaped, this might have escaped your memory, but luckily, in connection with the 19th Amendment, thanks to the Maharaja Group, we were able to single-handedly go to court and fight attempts made in the draft bill of the 19th Amendment to control the media. And so we spent our money, thank you very much, in doing this. And so you've forgotten that little convenient part, but you know, let's go.
But you all have done the job.
We've done the job, and we didn't need any right to information or any such thing. But that's not to take it away from you. Those are achievements which we
have a lot of respect towards Maharaja Group, and Sirasa, we have been very close friend of your channel.
Indeed.
And we appreciate the service beyond what you have done, being a media channel.
Indeed.
You know, going from village to village, and especially during floods, during tsunami, how you have got involved, and social welfare and rescue missions, and in political turmoil getting involved. So you have done your job for this country and for this nation. We will
continue to do what is required of us in terms of that. But you know, I'm very concerned that the Prime Minister early on in his current term promised us 1 million jobs. Now, I looked at the central bank released figures, which I'm sure Dr. Kumaraswamy will say it's not his figures, it's from the National Census Department. Yes, we agree. But in those records, it came through the central bank. It shows me that in the public sector, 440,000 less jobs. These are the central bank figures. The dollar was 131. It's today closer to 180. You can't blame everything on the global events, As you all came in, you all stopped all the development work because you all wanted to re-look at the contracts and so on. But really, the country's never recovered from that stop. My question to you is not to go in the past, but my question to you is, the candidacy of Mr. Sajid Premadasa, have you all sat down yet and had a look to see how you're going to fix the economy?
Certainly we have, Farhas. One of the main thing is we have to have a very independent economy, and we have to develop our economy without being depending on any personal or any country.
And
So-
does the Sajid Premadasa's team have any plans on introducing election campaign funding laws?
I mean, we have been talking about it, and there is a possibility that that will be included for our manifesto, and I think that is a must, because most of these funds which is coming from different parts of the world and some of the NGOs have their own political motives and agenda.
Yes, that's true. But also in some instances, like in the case of the MCC, the Millennium Challenge Compact, we find it. Did you not find that odd, Dr. Jawanda? Because if I put it to you, that on average, the U.S. aid to Sri Lanka, on average, since independence, the average is about $30 million a year. That's the average. The Millennium Challenge Compact is a whopping $480 million. Please tell me that this is completely no strings attached. It's a free lunch.
There are things that we have to be concerned of.
Yeah.
But
Are you concerned about that?
Always we can't look it in a different angle. We can't be suspicious of everything. But then we have to be vigilant. So we have to be very thoughtful of certain things, like USAID. They are doing tremendous service for the country, you know.
Okay.
Even if you go to the
But
North
what's
and
the
East,
price? Is
but
it
not-
sovereignty?
that I cannot defend their wants and needs, and I don't
No,
know.
that's their wants and needs.
Yeah.
It's up to people
No,
like
but
you, the
it's-
lawmakers,
it's-
to defend us against
Certainly, certainly. That's why we have to take the good and leave the bad,
that. Right.
right? So we have been taking, now as an example, women empowerment and youth empowerment. They have done so much of things in this country, especially concerning North and East. Even after the tsunami South, there are events that I personally know, that I have been involved in certain programs. So we can't take everything in a different platform and be suspicious about it. But you are right, we have to be vigilant.
Now, for example, if you just have a look at what's happened in the United States recently, we have a case, a credible possibility that Donald Trump is facing impeachment, because he was trying to get a leader of another country to, is kind of egging him on to investigate a political opponent in the United States. Now, it's not as blatant as that over here, but where there is genuine concern when the Americans, part of their detailed proposal is, in terms of AXA and SOFA, is that all these troops can be wandering about here, there and everywhere on our beautiful island without so much as a passport. They'll all have diplomatic immunity. What's going on? We won't be able to control them. They'll be going here, there and everywhere. The drug issue is bad enough as it is. It'll only get worse.
Luckily, our candidate, Honorable Sajid Premadasa, had very clearly mentioned and indicated that he will not sign any contract, any agreement with any country pertaining, compromising the Sri Lankan sovereignty. So,
Does that mean that the United National Party, as a party, are going to be in the bad books of
no, we have
of the United States?
We have a presidential candidate. We have our policies. So I don't think it will be an issue for United National Party's future endeavors.
You're quite sure about that?
Very much.
Positive.
Positive.
Last chance to say yes or no. Right, no, this is not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Now then, but we do want to be a country where the economy is robust, where everybody is given an equal opportunity, a level playing field. And I thank you for those questions that are coming in. One question the viewer is asking: in all these years that you've been here diligently working, plodding away, do you think that you'll be given a cabinet posting under Sajid Premadasa?
I mean, I'm not expecting anything. It's
We
as
are
long
expecting, but
as long as I get to work for the people. I work day and night tirelessly. I in fact I have compromised my career because I'm fond of doing politics.
will President
and
Premadasa as a president offer you a job in the cabinet?
You should ask that question from him.
When he comes on the program, if he does, I will ask him. But what is your hope?
My hope is to serve the people. So whatever the challenge and the responsibility that I've been given, whatever they're going to give me in future, I will work for it.
What about Trojan horses within the party? What about people like the people who opposed Sajid Premadasa?
I think the party is united. The party is very much going towards the future.
Okay.
And Honorable Sajid Premadasa is a visionarist. He wants to work for the party, for the country, for the people of this country. So I think he will make use of the people who is in the party, in the parliament, for the betterment of this country.
Will he also not only treat the people with equality and make sure that all people have a level playing field? Will he apply that also to within his party, where some members have been openly not supportive of him?
I don't think that would be a problem, because we had so many discussions within the party concerning his candidacy.
How easy it has been for you, Dr. Jawanda? You've always been steadfastly behind your leader, the leader of your party. Now you are supporting the candidacy of Sajid Premadasa. How easy has it been for you?
I have always stood by the leader of my party, and I will most certainly continue to stand by the leader of my party, and I have been standing right behind the deputy leader of my party, behind the screen, that I have done my job, my part, and Honorable Sajid Premadasa knows that. His family knows that.
Are you okay? So you've done your thing, because you're a party man. You must follow the party line and the party leader. We understand that, but are you a supporter of Sajid Premadasa by conviction?
No, I am a supporter of Sajid Premadasa. He is my deputy leader. There is no question.
And you will work to
I
the
am
fullest.
working fullest.
And you still don't expect a cabinet job?
I have no expectations other than expecting to work for my people.
But in the back of your mind, you must have. Everybody wants to be president.
It's up to the God that I believe. I didn't expect to go to the provincial council or to the parliament or to get to where I am right now. It's just that, with the hardship and the hard work that I've been doing, and all thanks to what my father have achieved, have helped me directly or indirectly, where people trusted me, the people thought that I can be given a chance. So based on that, I have come to where I am, and I continue to work even more harder to go further.
Thank you for that. I just want to ask you, lest we forget that this is a election amongst lots of people. What impact are the other candidates going to have? We have Mahesh Senanayake, we have Anura Kumara Dissanayake, we've got obviously today we've got
Gotabaya
Rajapaksa, who's been cleared, and we've got Chamal Rajapaksa as well, and so many others. What about them? Who is going to give you the biggest challenge?
I think Mahesh Senanayake, some of the floating votes and the youngsters are thinking of an independent candidate, because they feel that most of the politicians are not their cup of tea. And
but your meetings like today, where you
Yeah.
the young professionals,
yeah, I'm just saying some.
yeah,
Some,
so
some.
you are going to address that.
Yeah, so that's why our leader, Honorable Sajid Premadasa, he's open to the youth. He's ready to talk to the youth. He's ready to listen to the youth. He's ready to be answerable to the youth and to the people of this country. So we are breaking through. I think Anurag Kumara, Honorable MP, he also to a certain extent came up initially, but his campaign has gone down according to what I see. Mr. Rajapaksa, his campaign, I mean Gotabaya Rajapaksa's campaign, he started way too early, and it has crashed by now. I don't know after today how it's going to pick up. And most certainly it's proved that, you know, they were uncertain of today's judgment, so that's probably one of the reasons why Chamal was given this thing. But either way, among all the candidates, Honorable Sajid Premadasa and my party, Honorable Ranil Wickramasinghe, have shown the world that how united we are. You know, getting on stage with Honorable Sajid Premadasa's lovely mother, Honorable Prime Minister, and suggesting Honorable Sajid Premadasa as the candidate. I mean, everyone was very emotional, especially the UMPs were very emotional. I think that was a message to the world. So this will be written in history. I think Honorable Sajid Premadasa's, when you take the track record, the amount of work that he have done, the what he have delivered to this country and to the people of this country, and especially for the UMP as the deputy leader, I think when you compare, we have got the best candidate.
After all this, if he doesn't put you in the cabinet, we'll replay this tape to him.
I have no intentions of getting myself any portfolio.
We'll send him the link. We'll send him the link. Now tell me this. You've just come from the young professionals movement and so on, and Sajid Premadasa said today there that he doesn't want the government institutions to be politicized. But if you look at the strikes, the people who've suffered the most are the youth. They're the ones at the bottom end of the economic ladder, and they travel by bus, they travel by trains. If you saw the train yesterday, if you stood at Marine Drive and just had a look at the train going down south, it was disgraceful. It was full of people, overloaded, hanging on to their life, really. Is that the kind of thing that we're going to see less of under a Premadasa administration?
I think Honorable Sajid Premadasa has a vision for this country, and he has a plan for this country, and he very clearly wants to depoliticize most of the institutes, including government institutes. So I think, now take example universities. These children are politically influenced. They are so, I saw in your news that they've been ragging children, and this the chancellor of the university, Ruhuna University, is saying these girls being sexually harassed, some of them have been raped, right? So this politics has to be taken out from these institutes.
You need discipline.
Yeah, these institutes. The police, law and order has to be independent, right? So that is what Honorable Sajid Premadasa, my deputy leader, is saying. That's what we have been trying to do for last 4.5 years.
Our program will be incomplete if I didn't ask you this question, and I really do. I left it to the last on purpose because I want to end with your answer to this, and that is, have you spoken to candidate Premadasa and taken him along to Katua Pitia to visit? And
of course, we both traveled together. We went to Katua Pitia Church. We met with the affected people. He was very much involved with the Katua Pitia Church to rebuild the Katua Pitia Church, and with his leadership, we managed to give 13 houses for the people who have been affected by Katua Pitia bomb. And right after, very recently, 2 weeks ago, Mrs. Premadasa and I, we got...
Which Mrs. Premadasa? Right, not
Premadasa.
senior.
No.
Right.
So we got the people who were affected by the Kochikade church
Okay.
to Archbishop House, and then we gave them the necessity things that they need for the livelihood.
The purpose of my asking this question is to keep that issue in the news and to assure the people there that their representative, you, haven't forgotten about them.
Well, most certainly I haven't. I am with them throughout. Even today, when I got a news about alarm by the intelligence and the police, I immediately called a very important person in the Catholic Church and I informed this is what I got and I'm going to send this message to you through via WhatsApp. Just go through it and be vigilant.
And the Cardinal has a smartphone, does he?
I'm not going to comment on that. This is not my place,
Right.
but
No, I was trying to figure out whether you sent the message to the Cardinal.
very important person at the
All right,
Catholic
good.
Church.
Well, we wish you very well, Dr. Jawanda, and we hope we'll come back to our network.
Certainly,
and
I'll
keep
continue
us-
to. As
and
long
keep-
as I'm going to be in politics, I will drop into Sirasa.
Please do, because
this is
Sirasa
a
will-
channel which was loved by my father. So
Right.
I am kind of a part of this channel.
Do
because
you love this channel because of its stand it takes?
Of course, certainly, just like my father.
Dr. Kavinda Jawanda, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and
It was
it's
a
been a
pleasure,
great pleasure
pleasure,
having you on the
pleasure,
program.
pleasure.
And that's the way it was, folks, on Newsline Prime. Have a wonderful evening ahead of you. Take care, and of course, God bless.
News First, Newsline Prime with Faraz Shaukat Ali.